Okay. See here. In previous session, successfully we finished procedures topic. One minute, sir. Okay, thank you. In previous session, successfully we finished stored procedures topic. Then also I have given introduction on functions. You tell me what is function? Function is the named block. In that block, what we are defining? A set of statements. When those statements will be executed? On calling. How many types of functions are there? What are those? What is stored function? Okay. Function defined in schema. Function defined in schema is stored function. What is packaged function? Function defined in package. Okay. How to define stored function? That syntax yesterday I provided. This is the syntax. Observe here. Create or replace. Function. Function name. Function can take parameters list. Functions can take parameters, give that parameter list. Function can return the value. So write return type. Here we are telling the return type here. Which type value it is returning? Tell the return type, right? Is or as. Then write begin. Then write end, semicolon, slash. In between this, we write the statements which we want to execute repeatedly. Here, we declare the variables. So this is the syntax. Remember this syntax, follow it. So functions can return the value. So in the functions, we can write return statement. In the procedure, we cannot write return statement. In the functions, we can write return statement. So write like this, return. Which value you want to return? Tell that return expression. Okay, so this is the syntax we have to follow. Remember the syntax, follow it. Yesterday we have seen one example, right? Example cheppinama cheppaleda. On functions, We have seen one example, right? I forgot. Please confirm. So we define one function like this. This function we define for adding, for multiplying two numbers. And how to call it we have seen. See here. This is a way of defining function. We are calling like this. Select product of 2 comma 3. Like this we are calling. Now here product function will be called. 2 will be given to x. 3 will be given to y. Here z created. Here 2 into 3 6. Z value is 6. The z value returned here. Returned value will be given to function call. Function call value is 6 now. It is selected by select command. So we get output as 6. Like this it works. These things very clearly we discussed in the previous session. Now, function definition, procedure definition, same. Then when to define procedure, when to define function. This we must know. See here. This point I already covered. Once again, I'm telling. If we want to perform DML operations, define procedure. If we want to perform calculations, if we want to perform calculations or fetch operations, fetch means select. Fetching data means selecting data from table. So to perform calculations or to select the data from table, to perform fetch operations, calculations, define function. This is very, very important point. In the function, we never perform DMLs. Remember this point is very important. Don't do this mistake. Those who don't know PL SQL, they do this mistake. So if we want to perform DMLs, go for procedure. If you want to perform calculations or fetch operations, define function. See some examples. This is accounts table, sir. Account number, account balance. For example, new customer opened account. If new customer opened account, I want to call opening account subprogram. What we have to define now? Procedure or function? Customer is opening account, sir. I want to define opening account subprogram. What we have to define? Procedure, function. Customer is opening account. If customer is opening account, which action he will perform? New customer opened account, sir. Which action we perform? New customer came to bank and he opened account. He is depositing 50,000 first time. What we do? What we do? Which operation we do? Insert that new customer record. To perform this insert operation, what we have to define? Procedure or function? Why procedure? DML operation. That's it. This is the point we have to understand. Suppose customer is withdrawing the amount, sir. Customer is withdrawing the amount. Customer is withdrawing the amount. He is withdrawing 10,000 rupees amount from his account. Which action we have to do now? Update the balance. Update means what we have to define? Procedure or function? Procedure. That's it. You are only telling. Now you know very clearly when to define procedure, when to define function, you don't know. Suppose I want to check the balance, sir. I want to check the balance. Checking balance means my balance details are already available in the table. I want to get my balance details. What I have to define? Procedure or function? What I have to define? Procedure or function? Function. Because I am fetching my account balance. Fetch operation. Checking balance means fetch operation or not. So to select the data from table, select means procedure for function. Select means function. Like this. So as a developer, we must know when to define procedure, when to define function. Suppose customer is closing his account. Customer is closing his account. Okay, closing account means we have to perform delete operation. Delete that customer record. DML. So define procedure. So to perform DML's define procedure, customer is doing fund transfer. Customer is doing fund transfer from one account. He is transferring amount to another account. So we need to update from account balance and to account balance. Update means procedure. I want to get transaction statement. I want to get transaction statement. Fetch operation. My previous 3 months transaction statement. I want to get fetch operation. Okay. Bank wants to find experience of employees. Bank wants to find experience of employees. Experience. Calculation. Calculation. Okay. For calculation or fetch operation. For calculation or fetch operation, we have to define function. For DML operations, define procedure. Is this point clear? So you must know this one. Otherwise, you do mistakes. Those who don't know PL SQL, they may define DML commands in the function. Okay, you cannot write like that. It will not create the function. So we must know this point. To perform DMLs, define procedure. To perform fetch operations or calculations, define function. The point is very clear. Now define some functions now. Define a function. Example. First example on function. To check balance of specific account. So generally in the ATM machine or in the phone pay, you're clicking on check balance button. So when you are clicking on check balance button, internally one request will be sent to bank database server. In the bank database server, in so and so table, your account balance details are available. So when you are clicking on check balance, internally one function called. To that function, you are passing your account number as argument. To that function, you are passing your account number as argument. That function is selecting this balance from the table and returning this balance to you. That is why you are getting balance. So when you are checking the balance in the ATM machine or in your mobile, okay, using phone pay or GPay, internally one request will be sent to bank database server. Internally, one function called. To that function, you are passing your account number. Your account number will be submitted. Okay, that function returns account balance. That's it. Okay. Now, this is function call. I want to call like this. Check balance. Which accounts balance you want to get? give that account number. That's it. I want to call like this. It should return that account's balance. So first create one table like this. Table is not ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Its balance 50,000. 1, 2, 3, 5. Its balance like this. So this I want to create. This is my requirement. Create this table first, then define the function. Okay, later I create the table. First let me write the function code. How to write? First time I will explain. Second time you have to tell. Observe now. This is function name. Take one parameter. So write like this. Create or replace. Function name. Check balance. Capture account number. To capture account number, take one parameter. In function, all parameters are in parameters. Blindly declare in parameter. In function, all parameters are in parameters only. Write return type. Return. It has to return balance. It has to return balance. So number type. Write is or as. Begin. End. Semicolon. Slash. Where is balance? In the table. So from the table, select the balance. Copy into one variable. V underscore balance. So I'm declaring V underscore balance variable here. I'm declaring this as float type. Now select what we want to select. Balance. Copy into variable. V underscore. From which table we are selecting? Accounts. Where account number equals to passed account number. P underscore account. Now balance details are available in the variable. That variable value I want to return. So right, return. What we want to return? P underscore balance. That's it. So this is the way of defining function. Just feel like practice. You tell me this code now. I want to call like this. This is function call. Function name is check balance. Which accounts balance you want to check? Pass that account number. This is function call. It has to return that accounts balance. Function name is check balance. Take one parameter, number type, return type is number. Tell me, sir, what we have to write? Create or replace function name, check balance. Capture account number. Capture this account number. Further, take one parameter. P underscore account number. Uh, 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 uh. Account is in the table now. So from the table, select the balance. From the table, select the balance. Copy into. From the table, select the balance. Copy into this variable. What we have to write, sir? Select balance into V underscore balance from accounts where account number equals to V underscore account P underscore account number. P underscore account number. Good. Now return the balance. V underscore P and return the balance V underscore balance. That's it. Code is over. But first table is not ready. First create the table here. Open SQL plus. Login as our batch user. Set all the settings. Set server output on. Set verify off. Set page size 200. Line size 200. And clear this. Now, just I am copying this function code here. First table is not ready. Create the table here. Create table accounts. Maybe we created this table. Let me check. Maybe when we discussed about PL SQL basics, maybe we created it. Created. Table is ready actually. When we discussed about PL SQL basics, at that time we created this table. 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts balance I want to check now. So define the function first. This is function code. Copy this function code at SQL command prompt or at the rate path like that also you can compile. No problem. Function create object. Check the balance now. Select. Check balance. Pass account number as argument. We are getting account balance observe, sir. We are passing account number. Our function is displaying returning balance. Our function is returning balance. So we are giving account number. Our function is returning account balance. 1, 2, 3, 4 account balance is 90,000. 1, 2, 3, 5 account balance is 30,000. So working perfectly. Much explanation is not required here. Just we are calling like this. Select. Check balance of 1, 2, 3, 4. Check balance function called P underscore account number values 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts balance it is selecting maybe 90,000. Copying into this variable. Now V underscore balance variable is value is 90,000. That value is returning. Always returned value will be given to function call. Function call value is 90,000. That is selected by select command. Did you understand this code? That's it. So this is the way of defining functions. Next, second example. Online students, please confirm. Are you following? Did you understand this example? Please confirm. Okay. Now, see second example. Okay. This is checking balance. Checking balance means fetch operation. So that is why we define function. Suppose my requirement is I want to perform calculation. Define a function to find experience. Define a function to find experience of specific employee. So you want to find experience now. So finding experience means calculation. Finding experience means calculation. So define function now. I want to call like this. Experience of 7369. Our function should return 45 years like this. 45. So this is our requirement. Tell me the function name. How many parameters we have to take? Which data type? What is the return type? Number. Tell me the code now. How to define functions, sir? Tell me the code. Create or replace. Function name. Experience. Capture account number. Capture employee number. P underscore employee number. Number. Return type. Number. Write these are as begin, end, semicolon, slash. So to find experience, what is required? To find experience, what is required? Hire date. Hire date is the table. So from the table, select the hire date, copy into the variable v underscore hire date, where employee number equals to p underscore employee number. Just I'm finding a hire date here. That hire date I am holding in the v underscore hire date variable. Now we got hire date now. We have hire date now. Okay, now find the experience. How to get today's date? Minus, where is hire date? V underscore hire date. If we write this much only, what we get now? Experience in the form of days we get. How to convert days to years? How to remove decimal places? Do you know this expression or not? I want to return this value. Return. This expression is finding experience. The experience value I'm returning. Is it working or not? Test here. Observe. Copy that code. Add SQL command prompt. Function created. Experience function created. Okay, call the function now. How to call? Observe here. Select experience of. Experience of 7369. Observe here. 7369 implies experience I'm getting 45. Suppose I'm giving 7934. Is experience I'm getting 44. Okay, suppose I'm giving 7902. Is experience I'm getting 44. 7788. 43. Like this. We are passing employee number. It is returning experience. In the form of years, we are getting experience. Now I'm giving one query here. Display all employee numbers. I want to display all employees. All employees records I want to get. Which columns I want to get? Employee number, e-name, hire date, along with experience I want to get. And I want to get employee names in lowercase. This is my requirement. Tell me, sir, what we are right? We want to get employee number. Select employee number. We want to get employee name in lowercase. How to get employee names in lowercase? Lower of e-name. Comma, hire date, comma, find experience. To find experience, call experience function. Tell me now what we are right. What we are right, sir? Display అని అన్నా అనుకో. Display all employees. Display అన్నామంటే మనం ఏం రాయాలి బాబు? Select రాయాలి మరి చెప్పు కదా అదే. చెప్పు. What we are right? Select. ఏం సెలెక్ట్ చేయాలి? చెప్పు మరి. ఎంప్లాయీ నంబర్, lower of e-name. Employee names we want to get in lower case. So write lower of e-name as e-name. Third column, hire date. Next, fourth column, experience. Is there any experience direct column? No. Is it function color? Not. Is it built-in function or user-defined function? Built-in function. So just like here, I'm calling built-in function. Now to find experience, call user-defined function. Experience of which column value we have to pass as argument? Employee. That's it. My requirement is I want to get all employee records. Display all employee records. Display employee names in lower case. Employee names I want to get in lower case. So write lower of e name here. I want to find experience. So call our experience function, pass employee number as argument. Tell me the final query now. What we have tried? Uh, 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 lower of e name as e name. Uh, experience of employee number as experience from EMP. It's like lower is the single row function. Experience is also single row function. This experience function call will be applied on first row 7369. 7369 implies experience it finds. Experience of 7369, experience of 7499, experience of 7521, experience of 7698, like this. If 13 rows are there, 13 times experience function will be called. Observe. Just like this lower function is converting every employee name to the lower case, lower of Smith, lower of Allen, lower of Jones. Every employee name we are writing in lower case. Here lower function called for 12 times. In the same way, this experience function called for 12 times. Experience of 7369. 45 we are getting. Experience of 7499. 45 we are getting. Like this. 12 rows are there. 12 times our function called. Single row function. On every row, one time experience function called. On this first row, experience function called like this. Experience of 7369. So we are getting 45. Here, experience of 7499 is experience we are getting. Experience of 7566 is experience we are getting. Like this. 12 rows are there. 12 times experience function called. Is it clear? That's it. It's like lower built-in function is converting employee names to the lower case. Our own function, experience function, is finding every employee experience. So like this, we can define our own functions. Next example. Okay, last example and important example on function. Pay attention, listen carefully. You take any number of examples, same story will be there, sir. To perform DMLs, define procedure. To perform fetch operations or calculations, define function. Same story will be there. You take any number of examples, same story. To perform DMLs procedure, to perform fetch operations or calculations function. Now last example on defining function. Define a function to display specific department employees records. To get specific department employee records, I want to define a function. This is function call. With function call, we can guess function name, number of arguments, return type, etc. I want to call like this. Get a department of 10. This is function call. Our function should display 10th department employees records. What is the function name? How many parameters? Data type, number. It is returning. Our function should return 10th department records. So we need to hold multiple rows or not? We need to hold 10th department rows or not? To hold multiple rows, what we use? To hold multiple rows, what we use? Cursor. Is simple cursor having data type? Is simple cursor having data type? In the explicit cursor, two types are there. One is simple cursor, another one is ref cursor. Simple cursor ki data type unda. Ref cursor ki data type unda. Is simple cursor having data type? Is ref cursor having data type? నేను అడుగుతున్నా బాబు. ఐఎమ్ వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ రెస్పాన్స్. ఐఎమ్ వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ ఆన్సర్. మనం ఏం ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నట్టు మరి? Differences between simple cursor and ref cursor. Is simple cursor having data type? Is ref cursor having data type? What is the data type name? How to declare ref cursor? How to declare ref cursor? What is the data type name? How to declare ref cursor? What is the data type name? Notes refer చేయాలి, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి daily. Daily you have to refer the notes, daily you have to practice. Otherwise you will not give the answers. What is the function name? How many parameters you have to take? Which data type? Number. Okay. What is the return type here? Okay. It is written in 10th department employee record, sir. To hold multiple rows. To hold multiple rows. 10th department rows. I want to hold 10th department rows. So to hold multiple rows, cursor is required. If I use simple cursor here, simple cursor has no data type. Simple cursor ki data type unda babu? Ledu. There is no data type. Then how can you tell return a type? You cannot write return type, sir. That is why you cannot use simple cursor. Definitely you have to go for ref cursor. What is ref cursor data type? అది రిటర్న్ టైప్. అది చెప్పు, కోడ్ చెప్పు. క్రియేట్ ఆర్ రీప్లేస్ ఫంక్షన్. ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ ఏంటి? ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ ఇస్ గెట్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్. క్యాప్చర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నంబర్ నౌ. p underscore department number. Number type return. What is the return type? Sys underscore ref cursor. Right? Is or as? Begin, end, semicolon, slash. How to declare ref cursor? How to declare ref cursor? How to open ref cursor? Do you know this or not? Now C1 has multiple rows. C1 has multiple rows. I want to return them. So write return C1. That's it. This is the code. Code is over. So this is the code for getting specific department records. Observe here, I am copying this code. Observe now, function created. I am calling the function like this. Select which function we are calling. I want to get 10th department records. Observe 10th department records I am getting. Observe, sir. I am calling like this. Our function is returning 10th department records. Again I am calling. I am passing 30. 38 department records I am getting. 38 department records I am getting. So we are calling function like this. Get department of 30. We are getting 38 department records. So like this, we can get specific department records. See the execution process, what is happening? We are calling like this. This is function call. Get department function called 10 passed as argument, p underscore department number value 10. Because of this declaration, cursor created. When we open the cursor, select query result will be loaded in the cursor, p underscore department number 10. So 10th department rows stored in the cursor now. Cursor holds address. It is address now. C1 means address. Address it is returning. So address given to function. Now this function has address now. So this select takes care about fetching and processing. So implicitly fetching and processing will be done by the select. So from this address has multiple rows. So this address has multiple rows. Fetching first row, display. Fetching second row, display. Fetching third row, display, like this. So this select is taking care about fetching and processing. That's it. Generally, to use the cursor, 4 steps are required. But here I'm writing 2 steps only. I'm declaring cursor. I'm opening cursor. Then I'm returning address. Now this select is taking care about fetching and process. That's it. So you take any number of examples, same story will be there. For example, I want to get all managers records. Take one parameter like this, p underscore job. If parameter value is manager, we get managers records. The employees who joined in 1980, I want capture a year, p underscore year. Like this. So you take any number of examples, same story will be there. This kind of style only. So this is about functions. Now you know very clearly how to define functions. Next, I want to cover some interview questions now. Listen. This is very important interview question. What are the differences between procedure and function? You already know the differences. Let me write all points at one place. Most of the interviewers ask this question. And those who didn't learn PL SQL, they cannot answer it. You tell me, what is the purpose of procedure? To perform DMLs, we are using procedure. When to use function? To perform calculations or fetch operations. Okay. Next. Listen. You tell me. Now, I am showing some procedures here. Observe. You tell me now. Is this procedure returning any value? Is this procedure returning any value? No. How you are saying? There is no out parameter. To return the value, out parameter required or not? There is no out parameter. All are in parameters or not? X in parameter, Y in parameter. There is no out parameter means it is not returning value. This procedure not returning value. Now you tell me now. Is this procedure returning the value? Returning the value. Z value it is returning out of the procedure. Observe. Out parameter purpose is returning value or not? Out parameter purpose is returning value. You tell me now, returning value mandatory or optional in procedure? Optional. This first procedure is That is why I asked these questions. To bring answer from you only, I asked these questions. Is this procedure returning any value? No. Procedure not returning any value. Working perfectly. Okay. Is this procedure returning value? Yes. Return. So returning value mandatory or optional? Optional. But whereas in case of function, returning value is mandatory. Every function returns a value. Last statement must be return only. Here. Every function returns a value. Returning value mandatory. If you don't want to return, go for procedure. Okay. So let me write this point later. Perform. This point later, right? Procedure may or may not return the value. Uh, Whereas function always returns value. Returning value is mandatory. Function always returns value. Procedure, okay, it may return or it may not return. Both are possible. Tell me now, in procedure, returning value mandatory or optional? Returning value is mandatory or optional? Optional. In function, returning value mandatory or optional? Mandatory. In procedure, to return the value, which concept we are using? Out parameter. To return the value, use out parameter. In function, to return the value, which statement we are writing? Return statement. Very good. To return the value, okay, use return statement. In procedure, to return the value, use out parameter. In function, to return the value, use return. In function, returning value mandatory, always return. In procedure, returning value optional. Next. You tell me now, can we call the function from SQL commands? Can we call the function from SQL commands? Select SQL command or not? Can we call the procedures from SQL command? No. See here. Select addition of 1 comma 2 comma 3 error. That is why we are using the command execute. Execute. Working or not? So to call the procedure, use execute command. Can we call the procedure from select command? No. This addition is a procedure. To call the procedure, I am using execute command working. To call the procedure, I cannot use select command. Procedure cannot be called from SQL command. Whereas functions can be called from SQL commands. From select you can call, from update you can call, from insert you can call, from delete you can call. It cannot be. Procedure cannot be called from SQL command. Whereas functions can be called from SQL command. So here from select only we are calling get department. Here from select only we are calling lawyer function. We are calling experience function. So can we call the functions from SQL commands? Yes. Okay. Suppose if you want to convert employee names to lowercase, to modify the table data, right? Update emp set ename equals to lower of ename. Functions can be called from SQL commands. From update I am calling. From select I am calling. From insert also you can call. Insert into T1 values. Insert into T1 values sysdate. Function call only. Function call. Functions can be called from insert. Functions can be called from update. Functions can be called from select. Functions can be called from SQL commands. But procedures cannot be called from SQL commands. This is another difference. So like these differences are there. To perform DMLs, To perform DMLs, define procedure. To perform functions, to perform calculations, to perform calculations or fetch operations, define function. You tell me now, can we write a return statement in the procedure? In the procedure, can we write return statement? We cannot write return statement. Okay, we cannot write return statement with expression. It cannot return the value. Expression means value. Okay, whereas in function, we can write return statement. We can write return with expression here. This is mandatory actually. Next, finally, if we want to perform withdraw operation, withdraw means DML, define procedure. Suppose I want to check balance, fetch operation. So define function. That's it. So these are the differences. If anyone is asking what are the differences between procedures and functions, tell this point. What is first point, sir? Procedure may or may not return the value. Function always returns value. In procedure, returning value mandatory or optional. In function, returning value mandatory or optional. Mandatory. In procedure to return the value, which concept we use? In function to return the value, which keyword we use? Return. Can we call procedure from SQL command? Can we call functions from SQL commands? Yes. Can we write return statement in the procedure? Return with expression. Can we write in the procedure? Can we write return with expression in the function? Yes. To perform DMLs, procedure. To perform calculations or fetch operations, function. Checking balance, fetch operation, function. Withdraw, modifying balance, DML, procedure. For to perform DMLs, procedure. For calculations or functions, for calculations or fetch operations, define function. Next interview question. Is it clear about differences, sir? Next, listen. Can we declare out parameter or another interview question, sir? Can we perform DMLs using function? Can we perform DMLs using function, sir? Just now I told this one. To perform DMLs, always go procedure. Oracle company suggesting that to perform DMLs, define procedure. To perform calculations or fetch operations, define function. Oracle company is suggesting this point. So can we perform DMLs using function? In the function, can we write DML statement? Yes, we can write. Yes, sir. Yes, we can write. Possibility is there, but it is not suggestible. It is not recommended. Why? Because what's the problem here, you know? If we perform DML operation in the function, the problem is, okay, if we perform DML in function, it cannot be called from SQL command. It cannot be called from select command. This is a problem. A function should be able to call from select. But if you perform DML, you cannot call from select. This is a problem. Check here, this point only I'm showing. I'm defining one function. Observe. Create or replace function f1 is or as begin end semicolon slash. Observe here. Update emp set salary equals to salary plus 1000 to all employees. I'm increasing 1000 rupees salary. And I'm returning some value because of return is mandatory. I'm returning some value here. 5 is number. So return type is number. Now check here. Is it creating function or not? Observe here. In the function I'm performing DML operation. Is it creating the function or not? Test here. Observe sir. Function create or not? Can we perform DML using function or not? Yes. But it is not suggestible. Why? This function I cannot call from select command now. Observe now. From select command, if I call this F1 function, it is giving error. What it is telling? Cannot perform a DML operation inside a query. So in the select, F1 means you are updating. Select means query. In the query, you cannot perform DML additionally. So this is the problem here. That is why it is not suggestible. Can we call this F1 function from another PLSQL program? Yes. From another PLSQL program, you can call it. But you cannot call it from SQL command. This is the problem. That is why it is not suggestible. If anyone is asking, can we perform DMLs using function? Possibility is there, not suggestible. Why? If we perform DML using function, it cannot be called from select. Is this point clear? Next, can we declare out parameter in function? What's the answer, sir? Same answer. Possibility is there, not suggestible. Why? It is against to function standard. It is against to function standard. What's the function standard here? A function always returns one value. That is a function standard. Function standard is a function returns one value. One function returns one value. A function returns one value. That is function standard. In Java method also same point is applicable. A method returns one value only. You can check. So a function returns one value. That is function standard. So if I write function like this, if I take out parameter here, the problem is in function returning value is mandatory. So in function returning value is mandatory here. So with return statement, I am returning one value. With return statement, I am returning one value. And with out parameter, I am returning another value. Function is returning multiple values. Function is returning multiple values against to function standard. It is against to function standard now. What is the function standard? Function returns one value only. But if I take out parameter here, here return is mandatory. Return is returning one value. Out is returning another value. So function is returning multiple values against to function standard. That is why it is not recommended. And even if you take out parameter, you cannot call from select command now. From select command, you cannot call. From PLSQL program, you can call. From select, you cannot call if you take out parameter. So that is why it is not suggested. Next, interview questions are over. Next point, granting permission on procedure or function. Granting permission on procedure or function to another user. How to give permission on our procedure or function to another user? Observe here. Uh, so yesterday we created this addition procedure. Yesterday we created addition procedure working observe. And yesterday we created product function. Product function working observe. So both are working here. Addition procedure is working and product function also working. You tell me now, who is the owner of this addition procedure and product function? Who is the owner? Who is the owner? CSS batch 2P. There is another user is there, user A. There is another user is there, user A. This user A wants to call our procedure. So what? How he calls now? He wants to call our product function. How he calls now? Select owner name. C hashes batch 2pm dot function name product of 2 comma 3 like this. Like this we write. Select C hashes batch 2pm owner name. Who is the owner of this product function? C hashes batch 2pm owner name dot function. So who is calling user A? Can he call as of now? No. He has no permission. So one user's procedures functions cannot be called by others. Every user has his own private procedures and functions. Once again, I'm telling this point, listen. Who is the owner of addition procedure product function? C hashes batch 2pm. User A wants to call it. Can he call it? No. Why he cannot call? Because he is not owner. Only owner can call. Others cannot call. If others wants to call, permission is required. As of now, user A has no permission, so he cannot call. So if he wants to call, permission is required. How to give permission? This we are learning now. How to give permission, sir? If batch 2pm wants to give permission, how he gives permission? Grant, execute. On which proceed on which function he is giving permission? To whom he is giving permission? That's it. This is the way of giving permission on function. If you want to give permission on addition procedure, write like this. Instead of writing product, write addition. This one only I'm showing. Observe, sir. I'm opening two SQL plus windows. I'm opening two SQL plus windows. Observe. So these are the two SQL plus windows. I'm arranging them side by side. I'm arranging them side by side, sir. Like this. Who is the left side user? I want to check now. Who is the left side user, sir? C hashes batch 2. Who is the right side user? C hashes user A. C hashes user A. Observe now. Show user. Observe, sir. Who is the right side user? Observe. User A. Uh. So who is the left side user? Who is the right side user? I want to check now. So left side user is batch 2pm. And who is the right side user? I want to check now. Show user. Right side user is user A. Left side user is batch 2pm. Right side user is user A. See here. Select product of 2 comma 3. Working or not? Test here. Owner is calling. Owner is calling. Working. Observe. Now user A is calling. User A is calling. So he is not owner. So he has said owner name. Dot function name. Like this. Can he call as of now? No. Because who is the owner of this product function? Batch 2pm. Can others call it? No. User A has no permission. It is giving error. Error it is giving. Observe invalid identifier it is telling. Identifier means name. Product is invalid name it is telling. But it is valid name only. We are seeing it. So because of Oracle does not know this name for this schema. So that is why it is giving invalid identifier it is telling. So user A cannot call our function. So if user A wants to call the function, he has to request to batch 2 p.m. for permission. If batch 2 p.m. wants to give permission, he gives permission like this. Grant. Which permission he is granting? Execute. On which function he is giving permission? To whom he is giving permission? Now user A can call this batch 2 p.m. users product function. Now check here. Select owner name. C hashes batch 2 p.m. Dot function name 5 comma 4. Observe now. It is giving 20. Observe. Before granting this permission, user A was unable to call. Observe. Error. After granting execute permission, now user A, he is able to call our product function. So if you want to give permission to other users on our procedures or functions, how to give, sir? Grant, execute. Same point is applicable for procedure also. You can try. If you want to give permission and addition procedure, write like this: grant execute on addition. To whom we are giving permission? User A. Now user A can call our procedure. Check here. Grant execute on addition. To whom we are giving permission? C hashes user. Observe permission granted. Execute. He is not owner. So I write owner name. Owner name is C hashes batch 2 p.m. dot procedure name addition 10 comma 5. Some value we are oh, see here. Just a minute. 3 arguments are there. I'm sorry. 10 comma 5 comma 2. 10 plus 5 15. 15 plus 2 17. 17 we are getting observed. Why we are not getting output? Set server output. Set server output on. Observe now. See, sum equals to 7. So because of this permission, now this user A able to call our addition procedure. So if we want to give permission on our procedures or functions to other users, grant execute permission. Is this point clear? ఈ రెండు పాయింట్స్ అర్థమైనాయా? నెక్స్ట్ there are two system tables are there. One is user underscore procedures. Another one is user underscore source. What are these? These are two ready-made tables. What user underscore procedure maintains? What is this one? It is one ready-made table. You can say system table, or you can say built-in table, or you can say ready-made table. What is user underscore source? Same. What user underscore procedures maintains? It maintains procedures information, all procedures information it maintains, all functions information it maintains, all packages information it maintains. This is user underscore procedures. Whereas user underscore source, same. Extra it is maintaining triggers also. Understand this point now? What is user underscore procedures? It is one ready-made table. What is user underscore source? It is one ready-made table. What user underscore procedures maintains? All procedures, functions, packages. What user underscore source maintains? Procedures, functions, packages, and triggers information it maintains. See here. Observe now. Ready-made table name is user underscore procedures. You tell me now how to see EMP table structure. Describe EMP. EMP table structure I am getting. How to get the e-name and salary from EMP table? Uh, that's it. In the same way, there is one ready-made table is there, user underscore procedures. How to see user underscore procedures table structure? Describe user underscore procedures. See here, these many columns are there, observe. Many columns are there. For us, important is object name, object type. How to get object name, object type from user underscore procedures? Select object name, comma, object type from. Very good, sir. That's it. You only told. Tell me now what we are right. Select. Select what we want to select object name, comma, object type from user underscore procedures. See here. We're getting all procedures and functions information. Observe. To reduce this column width, I'm writing like this. Column. Which column width we want to reduce? Object name. Format A15. Like this I'm writing. See here. Here this object name column width is more. I want to reduce this column width up to 15 only. To set object name column width, I am writing like this. Column. Which column width we are setting? Object name. Format. How much width we are setting? 15. A means alphanumerics. Alphanumerics, 15 characters. It can display now. In object name column, alphanumerics, 15 characters it can display. That is the meaning of this one. Select object name, comma, object type from user underscore procedures. Observe, sir. Column width reduced or not? Object name column width reduced. Observe. Why I am reducing like that? Because if column width is more, to see the object type, I need to scroll. Readability will become down. To reduce this column width, I am writing. To reduce column width, I am writing like this. Column. Which column width you want to reduce? Object name. How much you want to set? 15. So object name width, it is setting as 15 here. So that is why I am able to see this second column here. See here, we are getting all procedures, functions, information. Observe. All procedures, functions, information maintained by user underscore procedures. No, I want to get procedures only. How to write condition? You already know. Where object name, sorry, object type equals to procedure. I get procedures information only. Only procedures I am getting because of this condition. String comparison case sensitive. We must write procedure in capital letters. I want to get functions information where object type equals to function. So this is the way of seeing procedures and functions information using user underscore procedures. Like user underscore procedures, there is another table is there, user underscore source. How to see this table structure? Okay, observe the columns here, name, type, line, text. Okay, this is origin underscore C1 underscore right. For us important are name type. Observe now, select. What we want to select? Name, comma, type. Those columns available in which table? User underscore source. Those who don't know select command, they are unable to tell this. After select, we write columns list. If you don't know this point, you will not tell this. After from, we write table name. If you don't know this point, you will not tell this. Observe now. But here one problem is there. We defined addition procedure one time only. We defined addition procedure one time only. Update salary procedure one time only. But it is displaying addition procedure name many times. Observe. Addition, 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 like this it is displaying. Why? How many times it is displaying? 3, 6, 9 times it is displaying. Why like this? Because this user underscore source maintains code also. It maintains procedure code set. So every line code it maintains as one column value. This is line number column set. This is text column. In the text column it maintains code. Understand now? First line code procedure. Second line code addition of x int comma y int. Yesterday we defined this code set. Said int. Second line code. Third line code as fourth line code begin like this. Fifth line code dbms underscore output dot put underscore line. We are printing x plus y plus z value like this. So like this, total how many lines code is there? 9 lines code is there. That is why we are getting like this. This is code of. This is code of which procedure? Addition procedure only. This is code of which procedure? Same addition procedure only. As is code of which procedure? Addition. Begin is code of which procedure? Addition. This statement code of which procedure? Addition. Like this 9 lines code is there. That is why 9 times we are getting addition. Every line code it is maintaining as one column value. Are you understanding? So code is maintained by text column like this. That is why we are getting addition for 9 times. 9 lines code is there. But I want to eliminate the duplicates. How to eliminate the duplicate rows you already know. To eliminate duplicate rows, which class we are using, sir? Distinct. Distinct we are using. See here, addition we are getting one time because of distinct. Observe. If distinct is not there, we get addition for many times. Next, last one. How to see procedure code. To see procedure code, what we write, code is maintained by which column? Text column available in which table? Where name equals to which procedure code you want to see? Tell that. Suppose I want to see withdraw procedure code. No, we didn't write withdraw, right? We have written addition. Addition procedure code I want to see. Addition. Addition procedure code I am getting. Observe, sir. 9 lines code is there. Observe. Every line it is maintaining as one column value. In the text column, this is one column value. In the text column, second column value. Third value. Fourth value. Like this. Every line code it is maintaining as one column value here. Like this 9 lines code is there. Observe. 9 rows select. 9 lines code is there. So code is maintained by text column. Where is the text column? User underscores. Which procedure code you want to see? Addition. Suppose I want to see product function code. Write like this. Select text from user underscore source. Where? Give the function name. Okay. Suppose I want to see experience function code. Experience I'm writing. Experience. See here. Experience function code I'm getting observed. Function. Experience. Our code only. Today we defined this code. So like this, we can see functions information. So this is clear information regarding stored procedures and stored functions. Now, you know very clearly about stored procedure, stored function, stored procedure, stored functions topic is over. Is it clear up to here? So procedure definition, function definition, same. Just like procedure is the named block, function is also named block. It's like in the procedure, we are defining set of statements. In the function also, we're defining set of statements. It's like procedure gets executed on calling, function also gets executed on calling. But if we want to perform calculations or fetch operations, go for a function. If we want to perform DML operations, then define procedure. Procedure may or may not return the value. Function always returns the value. To return the value out of the procedure, use out parameter. To return the value out of the function, we write return statement like this. This is a concept. Now, last point I'm telling, sir, after that I stop the session. These procedures or functions can be also called as what, sir? Subprograms. Subprograms are two types. First one is procedure. Second one is function. How many types of subprograms are there? Two types. What are those? Procedure and function. Interviewers may ask like this. What are the advantages of subprogram? What are the advantages with procedure and function? Okay. What are the advantages we are getting with these subprograms? This is interview question. Last point regarding procedures and functions, then I stop the session. First point, they provide reusability. First point, they provide reusability. Advantages of subprogram. They provides reusability. We are defining this procedure for this procedure or function for one time. Observe here, experience function, we define one time. You can use it for any number of times by calling like this. I want to find 7369 employee experience, call like this. I want to find 7934 employee experience, call like this. We defined experience function for how many times? One time. We can use it for any number of times by calling. Reusability. Reusability. We defined function for how many times? One time. We can use it for any number of times by calling. Reusability. And function reduces length of code. If this experience function is not available, so whenever my requirement is getting experience, I have to write that much code. Suppose assume that 10 lines code is there. 10 lines code every time I have to write, sir. But because of function, I'm not writing a 10 lines code every time. So reduces length of code. And improves performance by holding compiled code in the procedure and function, improves performance. Every time it is not compiling, directly running, improves performance. And provides security. If anyone wants to call our procedure or function, permission is required. We have to grant execute permission. And better maintenance will be there. Easily we can add some more functionalities to the existing project. Suppose we developed one project. Submitted to client. Client is using our application. We submitted to client. Client using our application. Okay. But now client asking that he wants two more functionalities to existing project. What we do? Define two new functions. Test them. If they are working perfectly, okay, deploy them in the existing project. That's it. So because of procedures and functions only, maintenance is becoming very easier. I'm not disturbing existing procedure. Just I'm defining two new functions. I'm testing them, deploying them in the existing project. So like this, maintenance will become easier. So these are the advantages we are getting with subprogram. So successfully we finished procedures and functions topic. Okay, if it is clear, I stop the session, sir. Is it clear up to here? Notes already I provided in the Google Classroom. Refer the notes. Okay, and tomorrow we start new chapter. Next chapter. What is next chapter name, sir? Packages. If you know procedures and functions, easily you can understand packages.